Hello students and welcome to the class of Power Electronics and Drives. Uh, in this class we are going to study about a new device, that is DC to AC converter device, which is inverter. We all are familiar with this name. Mostly all of us know what does inverter do. Today in this particular video, we will study about the different internal aspects, the different circuit diagrams, the different um, types of application that an inverter can have. Okay. So before I proceed for this video, let me tell you what are the prerequisites of this particular subject, of this particular video or this particular topic. The prerequisites that you need to know are the different uh, conversion. In which type of conversion we need to use both type of devices. The basics about thyristor, the basics about diode. These are the prerequisite for studying inverter. And other than that, the course outcome, the course objective that you are going to have here is how a DC power supply can be converted to AC so that all our home appliances, all our industrial appliances can be done. So this is about all about inverter. So these are the topics that we are going to study today. Introduction, history of inverter, classification, square wave inverter, sine wave inverter, modified sine wave inverter, block diagram, batteries, advantage, disadvantage of inverter, and of course the important one, application. So an inverter is a device that changes or inverts direct current DC into or DC input to alternating current output. It doesn't create or make electricity, just it changes from one to another. DC in is changed to AC out. Output is usually 120 or 240 volt at 50 Hz cycle alternating current to match line power. The input voltage, output voltage, and frequency and overall power handling depend on the design of the specific device or circuitry. The inverter does not produce any power. The power is provided by the DC source. A powered inverter can be entirely electronic or maybe a combination of mechanical effects and electronic circuitry. Static inverters do not use moving parts in the conversion process. From the late 19th century through the middle of the 20th century, DC to AC power conversion was accomplished using rotary converters or motor generator sets. In the early 20th century, vacuum tubes and gas-filled tubes began to be used as switches in inverter circuits. This is the history of inverter. Now classification of inverter. The inverters can be classified into following types based on the output waveform and according to the charging process. What are the different types of inverters? Square wave inverter, sine wave inverter, and modified sine wave inverter. So these are different types of inverters. According to charging process, power inverter and solar inverter. A power inverter does what? It converts DC power or direct current to standard AC power or alternating current. And solar inverter is a type of electrical inverter that is made to change the direct current electricity from a photovoltaic array into alternating current. Square wave inverter. This is one of the simplest waveform an inverter design can produce and is best suited to low sensitivity applications such as lighting and heating. Square wave output can produce humming when connected to audio equipment and is generally unsuitable for high sensitive electronics. Sine wave inverter, a power inverter device which produces a multiple step sinusoidal AC waveform, is referred to as sine wave inverter. To more clearly distinguish the inverters with outputs of much less distortion than the modified sine wave inverter designs, the manufacturers often use the phrase pure sine wave inverter. And what is modified sine wave? The modified sine wave output of such an inverter is the sum of two square waves, one of which is phase shifted 90 degrees relative to the other. The result is three-level waveform with equal intervals of 0 volts, peak positive volts, 0 volts, peak negative volts, and then 0 volts. This sequence is repeated. The resulting wave very roughly resembles the shape of a sine wave. Most expensive consumer power inverters produce a modified sine wave rather than the pure sine wave. So this is the block diagram. Here you can see this is the oscillation section, driver section, output amplifier, then inverter transformer, and from inverter transformer AC output is obtained. Now AC main sensor section gives signal to oscillation section. This is the AC main supply. From here AC main sensor section is coming, and then it is also going to battery charging section. From battery charging section, it's directly connected to inverter transformer, and then it goes to AC. So I will suggest you dear students, just draw the block diagram first. This is an important one. So I'm giving you 5 to 7 minutes. Just draw the block diagram. Draw the block diagram, write down the different section that is mentioned in each and every square. This is the block diagram of an inverter circuit. So this is the block diagram. Hope you have all have drawn it. So I'm continuing. Batteries. Batteries are one of the main part of inverters, right? Once the main power supply gets cut off, batteries are the power sources for inverters that provides power to it. So the runtime of an inverter is dependent on the battery power and the amount of power being drawn from the inverter at a given time. When attempting to add more batteries to an inverter, there are two basic options for installation. One is series configuration and another is parallel configuration. Now this is the series configuration. If the goal is to increase the overall voltage of the inverter, one can daisy chain batteries in a series configuration. In a series configuration, if a single battery dies, the other batteries will not be able to power the load. In parallel configuration, if the goal is to increase the capacity and prolong the runtime of the inverter, batteries can be connected in parallel. This increases the overall ampere hour running rating of the battery set. If a single battery is discharged through the other batteries, will then discharge through it. This can lead to rapid discharge of the entire pack or even an overcurrent and possible fire. To avoid these, large parallel batteries may be connected via diodes or intelligent monitoring with automatic switching to isolate an undervolted battery from the others. Now advantages. What are the advantages of inverter? The price is very cheap, can work with ordinary light bulbs, fan, etc. High quality and inexpensive using modified square wave output correction waveform. Relatively stable, suitable for ordinary personal users with TV, fan, lamp, computer, hotpot, etc. Now, the full power output, protection function, improved modified sine wave output steady, low power machines also built-in fan. You can keep your machine to use for a long time. No similar products on the market can be printers, rice cookers, vacuum cleaner, small refrigerators. So inverter can have a lot of application. It can be used for a lot of devices. Pure sine wave inverter output waveform is good, low distortion, low interference to radio and equipment, low noise. In addition, protective function, high efficiency, suitable for use in the communication, industrial electricity by enterprises and other users. Now, what are the disadvantages? Square wave output waveform and not stable enough. Lack of power, cannot run the appliance with same power level. It's easy to damage the machine if customers are not familiar with the operation. The user needs to strictly follow the manufacturer instructor. Higher price, the domestic customer know less about it. Line is relatively complex, high technically demanding for maintenance, more expensive. So these are some disadvantages of inverter. Application used in UPS with batteries, used in solar panel, used in HVDC transmission, used as a backup purpose. So these are all about inverters. We all know about inverters. We all have come across the different applications of inverters. Here we have studied those only in detail. So hopefully you all have understood this video. And if you need to refer any book, you can go through P.S. Bhimrao. You can go through Viswanathan, Power Electronics for reference. And if you still feel any doubt, any question, you can make that in comment section and I will surely solve that. So thank you once again for watching the video.